Reflect and Reset with Maria
and just Gina.
No guests today.
Just two of us today.
Just the two of us. We decided to go live today to talk to you about our exciting day yesterday. Wow, Gina, what an experience. What a reality for us to be able to get there.
We are on fire. This is the year end, and usually at the year end, things slow down a little bit. Not us. We're like full speed ahead.
Yeah.
And we are definitely making history right here.
We're making history, and you've seen a post about Promise to Aid. This week we've been dedicating it pretty much to Promise to Aid, and we had our first board meeting, and I have to share with you guys something that I didn't even share with the board. And I was talking to you about the fact that I was meditating in the morning before the meeting, which I tend to do, which I highly recommend that you do. And I was laying down this time, and I hear the meditation message that today is Human Rights Day. And I got chills over my body, because the fact that we are having our kickoff meeting for Promise to Aid on Human Rights Day, which for us, we believe that everyone has the right to health care. Everyone. And we have to figure it is a necessity, and it is a responsibility of our country to figure out how to give access to health care to everyone.
And we're doing that. That's what we're working on now. So just, and I know we have given you a lot of information about the company, or actually not really. We've been kind of keeping it back because we were waiting for our not-for-profit to get our approval for it to be tax exempt, which we've gotten, and that was the video that we did last. But, understand though what this is going to bring to the uninsured population that actually can't afford to get insurance or are not eligible for insurance. You guys are going to get health care. We're going to help you get health care, and the biggest problem with the hospitals is that a lot of the people that don't have insurance think they don't have to pay, and they utilize the hospital like primary care.
Yeah.
So we're, through Promise to Aid and through donations we're going to get from the outside, we're going to be able to give you guys preventative medicine so we keep you healthy, right? Prescription drugs and people that need the surgery. We're going to help you, we're going to supplement and negotiate for you. So we're not saying, okay, here's money for surgery. We're negotiating the surgery for you. So it's
and we talked about it, by the way. We have an amazing, people joke that my favorite word is powerful. I do use powerful a lot because for me it's one of my favorite words.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it again. We have an incredible powerful board. Wow. We were amazed that, we contacted like 25 people, I would say, that we selectively, we sat down and we said, okay, we need somebody from this sector, we need somebody from that sector. Right. But at the same time, we wanted to make sure that it was a very diverse board, and wow.
They all accepted, just so you know. It would be an honor. Yes. So when we had our first board meeting, which we had set up yesterday, we didn't have enough chairs. We had 21 people, or 21 people at the board, in the
boardroom. The facility.
In the boardroom.
At the Ritz-Carlton, because we are our idea is we're going to be unique, which we are, because what we're doing, actually, even people in the room, nobody said this has been done. This hasn't been done. And you know why? It hasn't been. We are the ones to do it because we have, from the beginning, this was a mission for us. It was, how do we care for the uninsured community? How do we make an impact in this community? How do we give them access to care? So we've been for 4 years brainstorming, how do we do this? How do we get people to come to the urgent care and not go to the emergency room? These shows that we do is educating the community. It's how do we make sure that our community gets healthier? And when you have doctors like Dr. Middleton committed to making that difference. I was just a little late to the show, and I was telling Gina, that I was talking to this patient that Dr. Middleton said, I want you to talk to her because she will be a testimonial, because what we're going to bring to you are the stories that are going to soften your heart to be able to donate for Promise to Aid, because the stories are real. These are people that are suffering, but we are making them better. That woman lost 30 pounds. Her diabetes is in control. She's happy. And that's the work that we're doing. And Dr. Middleton said to me, because I said to him, we need to make sure that we get people to tell their stories. And he's like, I have tons of patients that I've helped control their diabetes. This is what we need to do in healthcare. How do we do it? We have to be able to be culturally sensitive. We have to be able to really mean it from the heart, and also just start thinking out of the box. Remember what a few of the board members said yesterday? It is healthier. It is easy to keep
the healthy.
You want to talk about that?
And before I even talk about that, I want to tell you that we have board members that are actually with the insurance companies, and they're part of the insurance companies, and they're helping us because they see the need, and they understand that a lot of these people cannot get insurance. So, we become so crucial to even helping the insurance companies, because at the end of the day, it ends up hurting the economy when people continue to utilize these services and can't pay for them. So that's one thing. But what Maria was saying was that it was probably
it's easier when are wealthy or the affluent community, and that's why people that are watching us, please pay attention to this.
Yeah, because what they're saying is that when people meet their marks, like providers meet their marks, and their patients stay healthy, it's because they can afford to stay healthy. They can afford to get the care that they need. They're not dealing with the population we're dealing with. They're not dealing with the uninsured or underserved population, because at this point, they're dealing with the more affluent people
and more educated people. I have to
take
say,
care of their health.
Yeah, they understand that it is very important to have your physical exam.
Yeah, their outcomes are good because of that. Our outcomes are getting better, but they're not great because we're trying to educate the population of how important it is to use us as a resource, to come see your doctor, to get your physical. How many times you have to drag it, and then they make the physical and they don't show up. And and the truth of the matter is, so we struggle with outcomes only because we need people to be more compliant. And we're trying to give you that affordable health care so you can be compliant.
Yeah.
It's not, it's hard. And that's what one of the guys, a few of the people on the board said, is that sure, it's easy for the providers taking care of the affluent to have good outcomes because they're all educated. And they understand what health care is all about.
But we're taking care of the community, the underserved, uninsured community, and we are seeing better outcomes.
We are.
So we are, because we are looking at ways that are different on how to communicate, how to educate, how to make sure that the patients are happy when they come here, because that is important. Believe it or not, we just bought, what did we just buy for the waiting room?
Oh, we put a fireplace.
Yes. We want our waiting room to look like a family room. It's like a living room where our patients can get comfortable. And we are always brainstorming, like even today, we have a meeting every week with our admin team. And we decided to have a meeting with all of our employees to brainstorm on, if we only got our patients, from the patients that we have, if we only got referrals and all we can grow is from these patients, what would we do different?
Right.
Or what would we do unique? Mm-hmm. So we are brainstorming, people don't do this. Like, I know
we have a very different culture here.
Yeah, we're very
sensitive to even our employees.
Yes. What do we do every morning?
So we do something called a stack call every morning with our administration, with our admin team. And what they are is that each day we pick a day and we all send each other an inspirational quote a song, a video, a powerful video, and then we discuss. If I'm the one sending it, I will send a quote, and then I will tell you why I sent it and what it meant to me. And then everybody goes around the table to see how it affected them as well. And what we're finding is that through this process, the culture is changing, and we're growing as individuals, and we're understanding each other better. So if somebody has bad days all the time, we're starting to understand why. We can find a way to help them.
Yeah.
Because we really take care of our employees. We love our employees, and we want them to be happy here.
Yeah.
We not just here. We want them to be happy when they leave here. We want them to be happy in their life, and a lot of people miss that.
Absolutely.
They don't have that, and our heart breaks for them.
Yeah.
But so we're definitely doing a lot to try to make the culture here a happy one.
Yeah, and it's all tied together. So definitely need to take care of the house first, right? We need to take care of ourselves. We need to take care of our employee. We need to take care of our business. We need to make sure that our business is profitable, because without profit, there's no mission. So we are, dedicated to that. But the piece that was missing, again, we were stuck at points where we couldn't help these patients. And we decided, okay, how do we do this? If somebody needs, and we'll go to this, many of you might not have heard the story of how Promise to Aid came about. And we had a patient that came in, and we're going to repeat ourselves, but this is the story why Promise to Aid came alive. And it was one patient that came in that was becoming legally blind. He had cataract on both eyes. And this man came in, and we noticed from the beginning when he was filling out the form like this. And we sent him to the ophthalmologist, and the ophthalmologist called me and said, Maria, he needs surgery. And it's going to cost a lot of money because he doesn't have insurance, and he needs cataract surgery on both eyes.
$8,000 surgery.
Incredible. So I know the ophthalmologist, and you know me, I'm pretty assertive.
No.
Sometimes a little aggressive.
No, not that.
So I immediately said, well, I know your son does surgery, and he owns part of a facility that does the surgery, so maybe they can do something for this man. And they did. The surgery came up to $1,600. So we were thrilled that, oh my God, and I go to speak with the man, and I said, $1,600. And you know what he said? I only have 1,000. It's my life savings. And he said, that's all I could do. He was a dishwasher at a little restaurant in White Plains. So then I go and I give 300, and I ask my brother to give me 300, and we collected the 1,600. He had the surgery. The man is able to see. He's a cook at the restaurant.
With a higher pay.
Yeah. And we were saying yesterday when we were telling that story that actually we are helping the economy by doing this. Because think about it. He's going to spend more money in the economy because he's making a little bit more money as a cook.
Yeah. It's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
And
but we couldn't, right?
How are you going to go and ask everybody to do things for free? You can't. But the key is that the negotiating factor will still be in existence, because like we said before, unfortunately a lot of the rates for these type of services are inflated, like really inflated. The cost of what something should cost and what they actually bill you for.
Can you repeat that, because and tell them about the 300?
So what we've done with the membership is we've actually negotiated rates that are equal to Medicare, and Medicare rates are the national standard for rates of what people should be charging. It's middle of the road, not too low, but it's not overly inflated. What a lot of doctors do, and well, going to hospitals next, but doctors do, is they take an uninsured patient and they charge you 300 times what they would have collected from Medicare. And they charge that to you because you don't have insurance. And that is their rate for an uninsured person, which to me and to Maria It's just not fair.
It's not fair.
So when we have to negotiate with somebody, and let me back up for a second. If you go to the hospital, you're paying 700 to 800% of Medicare because they feel it's warranted because their expenses are higher. So
if Medicare pays them 100,
if Medicare pays them $100, they're billing you $800 for the same service
because you don't have insurance.
Because you don't have insurance. And this is what we felt was, and I'm going to use the word disgusting. It's disgusting what's being done.
Yeah.
So Maria has negotiated through our membership. We negotiated with these doctors and say, if you take Medicare, accept Medicare. Maybe you can do a little bit less, and you can take a 90% of Medicare, which helps the patient. So now you know exactly how much you're going to pay. But now, as surgeries are needed, of course, we haven't negotiated rates like that. So each surgery will be negotiated. I'm assuming for the different types of surgeries, like we have the woman that needs a hip replacement.
Right.
Right? We haven't negotiated for that yet, but we will. When we have promised to aid, we will. And she's going to have that surgery because it's not life-threatening, so the insurance or emergency Medicaid will not cover it.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is you're going to continue hearing a lot about Promise to Aid. You will be able to donate if you find it in your heart to donate for the holidays. We are taking donations already. The board is set. We are ready to take donation under Promise to Aid, and it is tax deductible. But we are going to start having a lot of events, and we want you to participate. Yes. We want you to share this video. Please share with your friends, because together we definitely could make a huge impact in healthcare. My new saying is that we are the agents of change in healthcare. And Promise to Aid is the foundation, is the instrument that is going to get us to really make it a real impact.
And not only that, Maria and I are also talking about, possibly doing pharmacy, and we're working with the local pharmacy now, so it's not just medical care, it's pharmaceuticals, it's your prescription drugs, your labs that cost a fortune. It really is amazing how expensive it is. And did you know, and I'm going to give you a little fact, 62% of the American population that filed for bankruptcy is due to medical costs. And financial distress comes mostly from medical issues. Yeah. And I read that in an article, and I actually put that into one of my my prospectus that I'm sending out to the board, that I sent out to the board, that really shows them that this is where the economy is. The people are just trying to pay just to stay healthy or to get the care that they need. It's just not fair.
It isn't. And Gina and I also talk about, we should just say we. Because Gina and I are really one, so we call we. Because whatever we do together. Yes. And I think that's what makes us a force
to be reckoned
with.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we are, because we are totally committed together. Day and night. We're trying to figure out how to make the biggest impact, and we are going to make sure that whatever it is that our community needs, we will subsidize. Okay, right. Because the idea is, and I say this respectfully, but I want everybody to take ownership on this Promise to Aid. I want us to work together. It is not going to be that if you're able to pay $500, $200 for a surgery, whatever it is, we're creating the system now that is going to be, you'll be interviewed, we're creating this whole process because it's new. So it's not like we have all the details worked out, but we definitely have a board that is very committed to working all the details out. But the idea is that you're going to contribute, and we will contribute what you cannot contribute. And in addition to the way that I envision this, Gina, is that when we're doing these events, we're going to need a lot of volunteers. Right. We're going to need support as we keep growing the events. Our goal is to do at least 12 or 20 events per year. And I know that sounds aggressive, but Gina, we were at the Business Council of Westchester.
85 events
85.
in 1 year, and we probably attended 80 of them.
Yes.
So, you know, we
We
are
did.
definitely out there networking to try to get the best of everything for Form A to be able to
Yeah.
help everybody. But and we've done quite a bit. We've come a long way, baby. You know that expression?
Yes.
We've come a long way, baby. We've come a long way, and we're a different company. We're a different company, and people are looking at us differently. You know, the Archdiocese is looking at us differently. Everybody's looking at us, and everybody's understanding and saying, "Wow, this has never been done. Like, who does this?" And we got these two changing healthcare and trying to make a mark with a very big voice. We have a very loud mouths.
Yeah.
But we do, and we're asking for things. We're getting it, and if we don't get it, we're screaming a little louder because we understand the need.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And through Promise to Aid, you know, we're going to figure ways to really educate the community more and more. One of the things that I loved about that meeting was that the board is so cohesive.
Mm-hmm.
It is, everybody understands the mission and they're clear on what the things that we need to do. One thing that we're clear on is that we will be different, that we need to do things out of the box. We need to figure out, you know, the Latino community, for example, because it's not just for the Latino community. Obviously, this is a large community, but this is anyone that doesn't have insurance. So it doesn't matter your economic status, your race, you know, whatever, your legal status, nothing matters. It is for human rights, going back to everyone has the right to health care. And that's what we want to do. And we are going to make sure that all of us educate you, because it's not for the lack of wanting sometimes. It is the lack of understanding. It is the lack of education.
Yep.
A lot of our immigrant community, you know, a lot of them come from, you know, places where they were really poor. And they come here, they might not have a lot of education. So imagine navigating the healthcare system is difficult for us. Imagine for this community.
Mm-hmm.
We want people to understand, and we're going to really launch a big campaign when it comes to really understanding primary care versus emergency room, urgent care versus emergency room, because this is a serious problem for the economy, but more than anything is for the people that go to the emergency room.
You know, you're talking and I'm listening to you and I'm saying, the one thing that we have to really truly stress is that we're here to help, but you have to be accountable. They have to take responsibility for their health.
Yeah.
Because there are people that let these situations, no, we're giving you health care here, primary care, to take care of those problems. But then we have people that are suffering so badly, but they don't come to the doctor.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, we're here. I mean, they may.
Well, we're going to take that fear away, because
right. So right. What I'm saying is that, you know, the community that we're dealing with also needs to understand that you have to be accountable and you have to be able to be responsible for your own health. You have to, when you have an appointment, you need to show up. Otherwise, how are you going to get the care you need? It's just going to get you in a worst case scenario where you get stuck in the hospital and then you really need our help. But why not stay healthy now and enjoy life to the fullest instead of being at the point where you can't walk, you can't, you know, you can't sleep, you can't breathe. There's so many issues out there.
And I think, Gina, one of the things that happens with our community, I know specifically with the Latino community, is that they have 3 jobs, you know, 2 to 3 jobs to be able to support themselves. And they think, you know, they don't think that they're the most important. I mean, you're the provider. A lot of times, if you think about it, you know, even the men, you see that the men don't go, they die, you know, sooner than women. They don't go to the doctor. They feel they're the providers. Okay, I'll take care of that later. Later can become, you know, and maybe never, because it might be too late. So we want to make sure, look, it's almost the end of the year. We're starting a new year. Why not start it in a positive way, understanding that your health is the most important thing you have.
Yeah.
It's, you know, there is, we do affirmations, and I add health to every affirmation, because without health,
you got nothing.
You have nothing. So let's get our physical exam. Let's make sure we get the women that you go to the gynecologist, that you have your mammogram, that you have your colonoscopy. Look, I have my colonoscopy when I turn 50, religiously. I have my colonoscopy. I'm supposed to do it now at the age of 55.
We're going together.
5 years later.
We're going together. We really are one. We have an appointment at the same time, same day.
We are going together because we preach and we practice what we preach.
Absolutely.
So we want for you to really take a step to really have a better health and be able to support and love your family and continue creating beautiful memories with your family, especially during the holidays. So let's make sure you keep yourself healthy. Let's understand that you need us, we're here for you. Even if you're not our patient, call us. We are here to support you. But if you're not our patient and you don't have a primary care doctor and you don't have a place for your medical services that really get to know you and take care of you, we are here for you. So 30 minutes went very fast.
30 minutes went fast, but you know, also just before we end, I just want to let you guys know to keep an eye out because we're going to be doing a lot of posts.
Yeah.
We're gonna be having a sales funnel page where you can actually donate. We're also going to set something up here at Form A where you're able to give $1, $2, whatever it is you can afford. But we really want to start this going because the population that we're helping is really in need, and it may be your relative, it may be your cousin or your uncle or something. So, you know, keep an open mind and an open heart and an open wallet.
And Form A, our mission is your health. Your health. Take care. Remember to like us.
Yes, like us.
Bye-bye.